So in this video, we are going to discuss a step-by-step approach for principal component analysis. Now the thing is that this video is not meant for you to calculate PCA in your notebook with your pen. Okay, so this is basically an overview how you can find a PCA for a particular problem using in Python programming. So this is going to give you a overview how you can use Python libraries and everything. So consider this as a pseudocode type of thing. Okay, so this is in continuation with the last videos. Okay, the first thing that we see is the eigenvector with maximum eigenvalue is the representation of maximum variance. Okay, where whichever eigenvector is having the maximum eigenvalue is going to represent maximum spread of the data, and this is what should be taken as the first principal component. Okay, this is the principal idea that we will be working right now. Okay, so for example, if we see our data set, okay, so we have two principal components, 1 and 2. So the data is going to look something like this. Okay, this is how the graph is going to look like, and the principal component 2 will always be perpendicular to principal component 1. And now these two principal components will become new axis. Okay, so now the graph will go, instead of x and y, this graph will go for something like this. Okay, these principal components will become new axis, and hence we will be having two features in our data set. Okay, so let's talk about the steps to continue with PCA. Now for that, let's take a sample of data sets. We have three species of flower. We have Iris stosa. I'm very bad with names. Okay, so stosa, we have Virginia, and we have versicolor. Okay, and the dataset has four features. We have sepal length, sepal width, petal length, and petal width. Okay, okay, and we have one feature. We have this one label feature. We have to identify which flower is this. Okay, and we have 50 samples for each species. So since we have 50 samples for each species and we have 3 species, that means we have 150 observations in our data set. So the dimension, the shape of our input data is going to look something like 150 into 4, and our task right now with principal component analysis is to reduce the dimensions from 4 to 2, okay, of these 150 samples. Okay, so the expected output should be something like we perform principal component analysis, and this data of 150 into 4 should become data of 150 into 2. Okay, so what are the steps that we perform? The first thing we do is we form the covariance matrix. The covariance matrix will be equal to will be of the dimension 4 by 4, basically the number of features that we are having, and with rows and column for each feature. This is the basic structure of covariance matrix. And now the thing is, in Python there is an inbuilt function. NumPy provides a function cov which gives you covariance matrix built. Okay, so we will apply that particular method here. We can apply that particular function. As I said, this is just an overview for you to implement this thing in Python. So this is just basically how we are going to proceed in our Python code. Okay, so we will apply this np.cov method, and this is how we will get the covariance matrix. Now once we get the covariance matrix, we need to find the eigenvalues and eigenvectors. Okay, this is something that we need to do, because the eigenvector corresponding to maximum eigenvalue is our principal component, Okay, so since we are having 4 by 4 matrix, hence we will be having 4 eigenvectors. That means we will be having 4 eigenvalues. Now there are built-in functions to find the eigenvalues and eigenvectors as well. Python has everything. Okay, two largest eigenvalues are selected. Okay, so we have performed the functions and we have found the eigenvalues and eigenvectors. The two largest eigenvalues are selected, and their corresponding eigenvectors are chosen as PC1 and PC2. So basically by performing this, we get a projection matrix where we have the eigenvectors which are corresponding to the maximum eigenvalue. Okay, now what do? We multiply the original data matrix to the projection matrix. The original data matrix was having a 150 into 4. This was the shape now, and this is the projection matrix. When we multiply that, we get the reduced data set of 150 into 2 data set, and this is how our new data set looks like. And all this, but the thing is, when you are using Python, all this can be done just in one step, just one line of code from the Python sklearn.decomposition library.